Hello everyone, I'm Alejandro Quesada and this is my major presentation, Digital Storytelling. What is a digital storytelling? Digital storytelling is the modern expression of the ancient art of storytelling. Digital stories derive their power by weaving images, music, narrative, and voice together, thereby giving them dimension and vivid color to the characters, situation, experiences, and insight. It's important to recognize the element of storytelling, like the point of view, what is the perspective of the author, a dramatic question, a question that will be answered by the end of the story, emotional content, serious issues that speak to us in a personal and powerful way, the powerful of the soundtrack, music or other sounds that support the storyline, the power of the voice, the quality of images, economy, that is simple put, using just enough content to tell the story without overloading the viewer with too much information, and passing, that is how slowly or quickly the story progresses. Actually, digital storytelling is used in many areas like public health, healthcare and social services, museums, religious training, business, libraries, and inner issues, education. Why is important to use this technology in the school? Okay, for teachers, as a lesson hook, as a way to integrate multimedia into the curriculum, as a way to make difficult content more understandable, to facilitate the discussion, helps to keep the attention of the student. Digital storytelling can be used in any subject and can be used as an assessment technique. With your students, maybe use an expensive medium with the classroom to integrate subject matter with existing knowledge and skill from across the curriculum. Short digital media production to share aspects of their lives, and students can tell the story in a digital manner as they will orally on a paper. And digital storytelling is simply apply one's creative idea in a manner that allows him or her to add multimedia to their voices, allow the freedom of artistic expression, challenge students to understand elements of the story, and requires them use language effectively to engage, teaches writing and editing skills, and allows for practice with multimedia tools. Digital storytelling also develops skills in the students, like problem solving, writing, technology, organization, research, presentation, interpersonal, and like a asana. There's the types of digital storytelling that you can apply in your classroom, like personal narratives, stories that contain accounts of significant incidents in one's life, historical documentaries, and stories designed to instruct the viewer on a particular concept or practice. How to apply digital storytelling in class? You can apply through legacy, biography, memoir, reflection, documentary, and where? In any subject. Digital storytelling in class. Um, you can use create a virtual tour of a country or historical place, create a public service, simulate an interview, simulate a debate on historical topic, or create a presentation based on images of local artifacts and architecture. To be more clear, let's watch a video about a teacher using digital storytelling in class.
Hi, I'm Lynn Zalasak. I teach at Jackson Middle School in Houston, Texas. I teach 8th grade U.S. history. This is my 28th year. And about 5 years ago, I got involved in a Teaching American History grant in conjunction with the University of Houston. And I got into developing digital stories through a requirement in that course. Frankly, when I first started all of this, I was scared to touch the computer. I knew how to turn it on, turn it off. I was just starting to learn the basics of PowerPoint. And whenever a new challenge came up, even learning how to send an attachment, I had to ask someone to help me. Well, I work primarily with PhotoStory. That was the one that was given to us to use first. And I like it because it really is a very simple type of software to use. It's basically follow the directions. When it says next, hit next. All kids love stories. They love to tell stories. They love to write stories. This is their chance to do that and also get the curriculum in there. Without their products, I would not be using this stuff in class. I would not be taking the chance to create things, have my kids try to create things, use their creativity, explore their own creativity. A lot of these kids have no idea just how creative they can be and how they can express themselves in different ways. I would tell teachers not to be afraid to try technology, not to be afraid to incorporate this stuff into your lessons. The kids love it, they appreciate it. And as for me, I'm a history teacher. History is his story or her story. And if you can tell it through a story, through using PhotoStory or any digital storytelling device, it allows the kids to see the story. And hopefully it will also develop that love of history that I have. I think digital storytelling can show the students that there's more to learning than just opening a book, reading a book, answering the questions. Anything that allows them to be a bit artistic, to be creative, enhances whatever it is that they're learning.
The first tip is a script. And we have to know who is your audience, because it's not the same for a math teacher to a historic teacher or a physical education teacher or a special education teacher. And what is your dramatic question? What we pretend to teach in that class? There are some softwares which you can work in your media resources to research and edit music, record audio, research and edit pics, make and edit video. This is a web resource that I found was one of the most interesting about digital storytelling, and you can find here a lot of information to make digital storytelling. The software, and the most interesting thing is you can find a lot of or many example videos you can download and you can view the videos here. Also in EdTeacher you can find information and some examples videos. To understand better, let's watch some fragment about Finnish storytelling videos used in math class, story, science, and physical education.
For thousands of years, cryptography can include symbols and codes and have had an important place in history. It can be traced back to the days of the Egyptians, Julius Caesar, and through more recent times. Egyptians used symbols as a way of communication. These symbols, known as hieroglyphics, took years to decipher. Caesar's cipher, named after Julius Caesar, creator of the system, was the code used.
Social movements have always intrigued me. I'm inspired by the music, the art, the clothing, the protests, the passion, the dreams, and of course the message. The social movements of yesterday changed American society forever. From the labor movement to the civil rights movement and the quest for women's rights, the social movements of yesterday represent a shift toward social equality and a movement away from the idea of societal marginalization of specific groups of people. We are a better country because of the efforts of those who chose to fight the power and challenge the status quo for the civil liberties of all Americans.
Do you realize if it weren't for Edison, we'd be watching TV by candlelight? Said Alba Liska, a former disc jockey with the 1960s Toronto radio station Chum 1050. Do you also realize that if it weren't for Winton Cerf and Tim Berners-Lee, we'd still be watching TV? So what changed? We did. Our lives did. Our media culture did. I was 12 when I first laid my eyes on a desktop computer in small.
Imagine this scene. It is early morning, you are going to work. You're still a bit sleepy and not looking forward to this day. You're waiting for the traffic light and then it happens. This annoying runner is standing next to you. He keeps moving to stay warm and exposes his ton of energy at this time of day. You immediately feel a bit guilty. Almost every month you say to yourself that you will start working out, but nothing happens. You're just too tired and too busy. Recognize this scene? Well, I sure did. This is me, more than 3 years ago. I looked pretty happy, but actually I was not. I was struggling with a busy job and social obligations. My thyroid did not work properly and I felt like I lost control. Well, one thing definitely helped me to break free. I started running and I did not stop. So you probably think that running is for people with a lot of discipline. Otherwise you would have been running right now. Or you think that you really have to be a natural talent to keep on going. Well, none of this is true. Let me tell you about my story. When I started running, I had a great example of personal victory right next to me. My boyfriend lost 100 pounds and ran his first marathon in 2011. He was a great inspiration for me. I knew that if he could be that strong, I should give it a try as well. I knew I could be tough. I only had to convince myself. It was quite easy to start. I downloaded this app on my iPhone and found some running shoes in my closet from years ago. I was ready to run. It started out really easy and I already felt proud. I went out 3 times a week for less than 30 minutes. When I ran 4 minutes in a row, I knew I wanted to run a marathon. I felt great. I did not feel any pain and I